If you've watched my videos before, you can probably tell by the setting, it's gonna be a book video. I love making book videos and I haven't made one in a while because I haven't really read enough this year to like really make a dense like all the books I read so far this year. Last year I was reading like 24 books a month, and because I was reading so much, I was able to do a review video like every single month. I want to talk about my unpopular book opinions. My first one is that I will swear up and down that audiobooks count as reading. Yes, you didn't physically read the book, but there's some people who literally can't do that. Also, some people think that reading on e-readers doesn't count, which I also don't even, I don't understand at all, because you're reading the words on a page. So that's reading. You wouldn't read an online article and then say that you didn't actually read it because it was online. Moving on to number 2, I don't understand why fantasy books are so long. Fantasy books are too long, like 90% of the time. Somebody please recommend to me like fantasy books that are short, because I know that sometimes it's because they're a big series. I'm going to show you a series that I have DNF'd 3 times. And every time somebody convinces me to come back to it, and that is ACOTAR. And you want to know why? Look at this. If you know me, you know that I don't like fantasy that much. It's really bothering me right now how like tan my shoulders are to my face. This is a really big trend going on right now, and I just don't get it, and that is sprayed edges. In my opinion, sprayed edges should only be bought if you feel so strongly about a book, like sprayed edges and special editions, only if this book is your top 5 favorite books. You should not just be getting a random ass copy of a book that you read one time and you're like, yeah, that was pretty good, and you're getting a special edition sprayed edge copy of it. I can't understand it, especially when I'm walking through Barnes and Noble and I see a sprayed edge book of Icebreaker and it's like hardback with like complex book binding, and I'm just like, who's buying this? 1, I feel like Icebreaker isn't that beloved of a book, but 2, who feels not just like, ooh, Icebreaker? Like, if you do like Icebreaker, no hate, if you do like Icebreaker, you don't feel that strongly about it, do you? Like, and then it's like, why are you spending this extra money on a book that you don't really care that much about? Like, I do not know a single person whose favorite book is Icebreaker. If it is somebody's favorite book, it's because it's horny, not because it's a good book or because it has like meaning to them. 4, this one is like a love-hate sort of thing. I'm so sick of fake dating. I think it's the most overused trope ever. People talk about love triangles like they're really overused, but no. Fake dating is the new love triangle. Anytime I read, well, what if we pretended? Like, shut up. There's a video where I'm talking about like the 24 books that I read in like 1 month. It was like my biggest reading month in 2024, and in it I mentioned that I was like, I think at least 15 of these books had some sort of fake dating trope, and I mentioned like how sick of it I was. And I think that fake dating is just really popular in my generation specifically because people in my generation are really bad at commitment. 5, this one's kind of like random. I absolutely love the early 2000s trend where the main character has no personality. It's like they're so bland and boring, but it just makes it so much easier to read. Selection series, Hunger Games, these women are less flavorful than a saltine cracker, but genuinely seeing the world through their eyes, because they're so objective and boring, it makes the world like more vibrant almost, because they see everything so objectively. But then if you're reading like a complex main character, I feel like it complicates your viewing as a reader. And now I'm not saying that's like a bad thing, I just mean like sometimes you want a simple book. Sometimes you want a simple book that you can just read and just be like, and just get through it like that, and you want to just be entertained, and it's just like trash TV, and love it so much. Bring back boring main characters. 6, my absolute favorite trope is unrequited love, specifically the kind that never gets resolved. If they're together at the end, I don't want it. I remember being upset when I read The Notebook because, spoiler, it was released like forever ago, but spoiler, they end up together at the end. 7, this kind of touches on my number 2, but fantasy books are too complicated. I should not have to read 100 pages before I finally figure out how I'm supposed to pronounce the main character's name or what their best friend looks like. Because why did I learn the names of 50 cities? Actually, no, not even cities. Why did I learn the name of 50 different factions? 50 different districts, 50 different sub-realms before I learned the name of the main character. Something about fantasy, it's a sort of audacity that a writer has to have where they're reading your entire world before they even understand what the plot is. Wait, this is also just like the last one and the second one, but I hate ACOTAR. I already kind of started talking about it. I absolutely hate it. I think I just can't stand the whole like human but not love story with a human thing, and it's just I don't know, it's so boring. It's so boring. Nobody can convince me that ACOTAR is not so boring. Here's my thing though, is I'm such a peer pressure gal. If literally one person tells me to read ACOTAR, I will do it. Till somebody tells me to do it again, I'm not doing it again. Book. If somebody tells me, oh, you should read ACOTAR, I'll try it again. I will try again, but I am not doing that on my own free will. 9. This is where I kind of start to lose people a bit. I absolutely despise books like The Fault in Our Stars, All the Bright Places, and 5 Feet Apart. They're boring because they're so predictable. I hate any book where somebody has a terminal illness because I feel like for every good thing that happens, there's 8 catastrophic events. And it gets to the point where you're thinking to yourself, why am I reading this? I'm not finding joy, I'm not finding hope, I'm not finding happiness, I'm not finding anything but misery and boredom. Your premise being that a character has cancer and is eventually gonna die is such a cheap premise in my opinion. It's just, something about it feels like lazy writing. It's like authors who write things like that, like pull on your heartstrings to like the point of like emotional manipulation, because this is what you signed up for. You open this book knowing that 1 or 2 of these people have cancer or are depressed or have issues or whatever, but you're reading it anyways. There are a few books that I don't want people to think is within this genre in my mind though. One of those is Perks of Being a Wallflower. We'll talk good things about that book until I die. There's more, in my opinion, there's more hope than there is downfall. But like Fault in Our Stars, for every one good thing that happens, there's 10 bad things that happen. Number 10 has 0 rhyme or reason, and you're just gonna have to stick with me here. Okay. I wish in dark romance books, right? I wish that sometimes the love interest was just a horrible person. I'm so sick of reading these like morally gray, oh, they were kind of wrong, but no, they were right though, and like, it's okay, my last boyfriend was shitty anyways. Like, can we just kill the love interest sometimes? Can we just kill the love interest sometimes? Like the first love interest I'm talking about. Because I feel like there's so many instances where a love interest gets killed by the bad guy, but then you find out that the love interest was the actual bad guy, and so she's not actually wrong for falling in love with him. No, just once, I want to read some messy shit. I want to read a book where a woman falls like madly in love with a horrible person and we can all just like revel in the terribleness of it all. Like, I'm sick and tired of like reading a book and being like, oh, that's why they are the way they are. Because I'm tired of feeling bad for people. I feel that way so strongly about recent Disney movies too. Like, tell me why. I wanted to just hate that grandma in Encanto. I wanted so bad to just hate her the entire time. And then they reveal all this stuff about her and then you're like, oh, poor lady. I'm tired of the like, well, every villain is just a complex person. Can we go back to when people in movies were horrible? I miss those good old villains. I'm tired of the morally gray stuff, and if anyone has a recommendation for me, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm so happy to be talking about books again, and I hopefully will be very soon. I have a few videos planned, so we'll see when I find the time to do them, but thank you for watching. If I see you again, cool.